You and your colleagues at present are considering banning ploughing in Ireland. Of course, another ridiculous suggestion. Yes, you can say what, it's the same as a lot of the other mad cap ideas that you've had. But one of the things that I want to tell you, Minister, is yesterday, the amount of people that mentioned your name to me yesterday and that said, what in the name of God is that man trying to do to us? And these were fine, respectable people from all parts of Ireland. And I am telling you the truth when I tell you, you would not be happy if you knew what they were saying about you, about Fianna Fáil, and about Fine Gael, and what they said about you yesterday at the National Ploughing Championship. And I can tell you, that Fianna Fáil have lost Rural Ireland, Fine Gael have lost Rural Ireland, and you never had it to lose it. But I'm going to continue, and I'm going to tell you and your colleagues, some of who are shouting me down, I want to tell you a story about the other night at a clinic when I was invited into a house. I called the lady Nora. She was nearer 90 than 80. And when I went into the house, she had a very small little bit of a fire going. There was maybe 5 or 6 lumps of coal in the back of the fire. She had a red blanket over her knees. And what she said to me was there was a very small bit of heat and she was very near the fire. And this woman is living on her own. She has no relatives, no relations. And what she was talking to me about was the price of a bag of coal. Now, I would look nice trying to tell that woman about your retrofitting grants. This woman is barely living hand to mouth. And all I can tell you, Minister, your colleagues in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael should be made go to that house and should be made listen to what that woman said, because she said to me, what has happened, she said, to the people that are in power, she said. I remember when there was people in Fianna Fáil that would stand up for the likes of me, she said, and people in Fine Gael that would stand up for the likes of me, and what she said about the Greens, but she said the Greens would never have any interest in a person like me anyway. But that woman really drove it home to me about what you and your colleagues are doing. During Leaders' Questions today, I will be talking about Firebird Heating Solutions and Kingspan and Grant Engineering, the people who produce boilers, who you've said you're going to ban. You look forward to banning in the future. I'll go into more detail about that during Leaders' Questions. I want to remind Fianna Fáil what they did in North Kerry before the last election. When Micheál Martin went around places like Tarbert, Ballybunion, Ballylongford, Lisselton, down into Listowel, and when he canvassed and when he told the people, if I'll get elected, if I'll be forming a government, it will be one of my policies, I'll pursue an LNG facility, I'll deliver here, he said. What he did was, what I had ensured was in the programme for government in 2016, that was that we would have an LNG facility. He capitulated to you and he said it was against their policy to have an LNG and did a complete U-turn. The people in those places will be looking forward with great anticipation to the next election. Because what I can tell you is people will be shown up for the mistruths that they told to people during the canvassing. It will be highlighted to the people what was in the programme for government in 2016 and what he subsequently did in 2020 just for the sake of power, and power at all sake, and power at the detriment of the people. You've resulted now in ensuring that Ireland has no gas storage capacity as a consequence of government policy. The Southwest Kinsale gas field is now depleted, with the government not pursuing the option to utilise it as a strategic gas store facility. While the German, Austrian and other EU governments are busily filling their gas storage capacity, Ireland, at the very end of the gas grid, is hamstrung by a government with no plan. Germany is now reopening the coal-burning power stations to provide a practical buffer to the energy crisis. Ireland is the only country in Europe with a coastline that does not have a liquid natural gas import facility, meaning no alternative to the pipelines through the UK, as the government choose not to have liquefied natural gas, as I've already outlined. This unprecedented energy crisis is compounded by the government's policy position on energy. You're a failure. The people that are in government with you are a failure. You're a disgrace. Go to the ploughing match and walk up and down and see what the people will say to you. See what the people think of you. I pray on my bended knees that you, like the Greens in the North, will get your answer. I pray that Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, who have lost rural Ireland forever, they'll never again get it back. I pray that you'll get the answer at the next time when he'll go before the people. He forgot that he was servants of the people, and all he did was went on a rampage of doing whatever he wanted to do, but he will get your answer, and your answer he will get.
Your prayers will be answered.